Creating a great environment for MSP staff is one of the most important things in running a successful MSP. I've seen it all running my company supported venture. And in this episode of MSP Mountain, I really want to tell you what makes a great environment. So MSP staffing is an interesting area that I've actually become an expert in. And we started doing remote MSP staffing, in 2015, basically. And I started as the first technician in 2013. And so I've seen what makes a great environment for MSP staff because I was an MSP staff member since 2013 until 2017. I was working on the help desk myself. And then the business grew, so I no longer had to do that as part of my earning a living. So what essentially makes a great environment is a service desk that allows people time to breathe. Now, you might think, I'm hiring someone for my help desk and I need them to crush 15 tickets a day. And I need them to do that according to the best practice and stuff like that. Well, yeah, it's not a battery where you just plug into your, device or a car and you're going to suck as much as possible out. People need to actually feel like they have a career, that they're a valued member of a team, and that they're able to develop and, have something to actually look forward to when they start work that day. If it's ticket after ticket after ticket, that might not be the best environment, and it might not give the clients that you have the best service. So actually creating the environment that techs really love is really key to having good service for your clients and having a profitable business. And I see lots of MSPs do this wrong, and I see lots of MSPs not really consider the environment they're creating for techs. So one thing that's of the most importance is actually having techs being able to work on one ticket after another without distraction. So, and one greatest defense to this is if you make your techs answer the phone and they're expected to work ticket after ticket after ticket. And so they're already working on a ticket and then the phone rings and they pick up and they're expected to help another user immediately or talk to someone, divert. It just creates a chaotic environment that, mark my words, sooner or later, with a certain amount of load and growth for your company, techs will burn out. They will have bad days. They will feel stressed out because they won't be able to focus on doing their best work one ticket at a time. So give your techs the ability to work one ticket at a time so that they can follow all the best practices around ticket notes, so they can follow all the best practices about how to service, how to document things in your documentation system, so that they can actually flag things that are missing in your standard operating procedures or new user setups and contribute to actually creating a better structure. So other techs also do not have ticket after ticket, which are frustrating while they're distracted and really stressed out. So I think actually what I'm talking about also is load, ticket load. Techs should not feel like there's a gazillion tickets they need to work on. There should be a dispatch in place that sort of deals with the load of tickets so that they have a manageable amount, so they can put their best work and feel like they have time to give every issue and every client the time that they need. And when clients aren't given the service, especially if you've sold them a premium service, what you believe is a premium service, and then the techs are so stressed out, they're not going to feel like they're cared for, and they're not going to actually enjoy the service, and you're going to lose clients for MSPs that have managed this. So you need to have a lot of techs on your desk, like more than you need in most cases. And so you're going to say, what are these people going to be like underutilized or only going to log 4 hours a day? No. Say there's 4 hours a day of users asking for help on tickets. The techs are going to give those 4 hours a day per tech and give their best in that. And the rest of the time, you can assign them auxiliary tasks that, based on their mood, based on how the day's going, when they're not actively working on a ticket, they can do something like audit documentation on IT glue, like go in and see that the passwords are still correct, that the printer IP addresses are still correct, that the cartridges aren't low by logging on remotely to the panel. All of that sort of stuff can give them the little breathing moments and still log time and still being contributing work that's valuable for your MSP. So have a well-defined list of auxiliary tasks. Then also, you need to have a really good escalation procedure that either gives the tech the answers that they need to solve the issue that they can't solve quickly, or it takes it off their plate so they can move on to the next ticket that they can solve. Because there's nothing more frustrating than being a tech and not being able to solve a ticket, and then having that ticket staying on your queue to haunt you and mock you that you can't solve it, trying to escalate it and then getting like no answer, or getting I don't know, you figure it out sort of answer from a senior tech. So you need to have a good escalation procedure where ownership is transferred away from the tech who can't solve things, and then a reverse escalation procedure so that they can see how the ticket was actually solved in the end. So the next time maybe they can do it. And if it's like, oh, that senior engineer who went on site last week, he apologized that the documentation wasn't there and he actually fixed it. So a lot of this is basically like, just make sure, if I can sum it up to one thing, make sure that the techs can sit there and do work that they can do. It can be challenging in a good way, but that they have the time and focus to do the more complicated stuff, or just basically just feel like they're doing one thing at a time. They're doing good work, they're learning new things, and they're in an environment where their health and well-being is managed, where their stress levels are managed. And always make it clear that if a tech's feeling stressed out by something, that they are able to express that somewhere, either it's on the executive level or the management level. And yeah, I'd say that basically it can just mean like you'll have a much better functioning MSP if you just do that and make the magic happen for your techs by giving them a good environment. So thanks a lot. This has been MSP Mountain, and that's how you give good service, by having good techs and just give them an environment so they can give your clients the best service, a premium level of service, and not get stressed out. Thanks a lot, and subscribe to our channel if you like our content.